Hello, this is Tim Edwards and welcome to the Tim G. Edwards Music YouTube channel. Today I want to teach you how to play the song of How Great Thou Art, a great hymn that was written in 1885 by Carl Boberg of Sweden and then later translated by an English missionary, Stuart K. Hine. And this song is very popular. It's sung in many churches for many years. It's in the public domain. I just wanted to teach you the chords of this great song. So let's get started. Okay, we'll be playing this song in the key of G. So we'll be using the chords of G, C, and D. And previous lessons I taught you the chords to A, D, and E, and on the last verse I want to show you how to transition into a key change and using the chords of A, D, and E. And today I want to teach you also two transitional chords. D7 will be one, and then A7 will be one. So I'll teach you those and show you how to utilize those in transitioning. So let's make a quick review of the chord of G. You'll utilize your first finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and then finger number 2, your middle finger, on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then use your pinky finger or your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string to make your G. Make your G chord, just the standard G major chord, okay? And then to make the C chord, you take your finger number 1 or your index finger on string number 2 of the 1st fret, and then finger number 2, you'll skip a string and then place it on string number 4 on the 2nd fret, and then stretch your 3rd finger, your ring finger, to the 3rd fret of the 4th or the 5th string, and then play all strings but the top one. Just mute the top one. Do not play the top string. And that's the key of C. And again, you got to get on your fingertips to make sure they all ring out, okay? And then lastly, the chord of D, you'll take your index finger on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and then finger number 2 on the 1st string of the 2nd fret, and then finger number 3, your ring finger, on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Play all strings but the top string again. And that makes the D chord, okay? Now, a D7 chord is similar to the finger shape of the A that I taught you in a previous lesson. You'll just kind of move that shape down to the 1st fret and go down a string. So your index finger, or finger number 1, is on the 2nd string of the 1st fret, and then finger number 2 is on a 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger is on the very first high E string on the 2nd fret. So it's shaped like this. And you can strum all chords but the top E string. You want to mute it with your thumb or just don't play it. So that's the D7, okay? So here's the G, here's the C, here's the D, here's the D7, okay? And I'll show you where we'll insert that D7 in transitioning back to G again, okay? So that makes up all the chords for the How Great Thou Art in its original, or in its key that we're going to be teaching it today. Okay, looking at how we're going to use these chords, you'll use the G chord for 3 bars at the first, 3 bars, and then you'll go to 2 bars of C, and then back to 1 bar of G, and then 1 bar of D, and then 1 bar of G, and then you'll just kind of repeat that again on the verse. So it's 3 bars of G, 2 bars of C, 1 bar of G, 1 bar of D, and 1 bar of G. Okay, and then you'll repeat that on the verse. So the verse will go something like this. Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then on the chorus, you'll be using 2 bars of G and 1 bar of C and 2 bars of G and then 1 bar of D and then 1 bar of D7, okay, and then you'll use 1 bar of G. So that D7 will kind of transition you back to G again, okay, and then you'll repeat that on the chorus, okay, 2 bars of G, 1 bar of C, 2 bars of G, and then 1 bar of D, 1 bar of D7, and then 1 bar of G. So the chorus would go something like this, and I'll use that transition. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Okay, did you hear that D7, that transition? How great thou art, how great thou art. Okay, so it just adds a little bit of transitional taste to the chord there. So that's how you play the verses and the choruses of How Great Thou Art in the key of G. Then, as I stated earlier, we'll change keys on that 3rd verse and chorus, going into the key of A, and to transition into the key of A from the G chord, you want to use the key of E. Okay, so on this verse transition, you use the chords of A and then D and E, and then you'll use E7, which you'll just lift off that finger. So just kind of review these chords real quickly. The key of A, if you look at the chord diagram above, again, I'm playing the chord of A like this, the 1st finger on string number 3 of the 2nd fret, and then your 2nd finger on string number 4 of the 2nd fret, and then your ring finger, finger number 3, on the 2nd string of the 2nd fret. Play all strings but the top string. You want to kind of mute it with your thumb, or don't play it. Let that bottom E ring. Okay, so you can play it like this, or play it with the bar, or you can use all 3 fingers, just whichever way is most comfortable to you. Okay, but I'll be playing it like this. If you're a new beginner player, I would encourage you to get used to playing it this way. Okay, so looking at the chord of D, we've already looked at that. Okay, so we'll look at the key of E. 1st finger goes on string number 3 of the 1st fret, and then your 2nd finger goes on string number 5 of the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger goes right under that on string number 4 of the 2nd fret. And since this is an E, you can strum all strings. So to make the E7, all you have to do is lift up your ring finger to let that D string ring out. Okay, so that's A, D, E, E7. Okay, and we'll insert that similar to what we did on the previous chord of D7, where we're transitioning instead of from D to G, we'll be transitioning from E back to A again. Okay, so if we sing that last line of the chorus in G and then transition into A, it'll go something like this, is where you'll use the E. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Did you see that? So let's look at that transition one more time. How great thou art, how great thou art. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. With shout of acclamation and lead me home. What joy shall fill my heart. So let's look at the chorus so you'll know how to use the E7. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. So you'll just repeat that line again, okay? So it's how great thou art, how great thou art. Okay, so to end this song at the end of the chorus, we're going to be repeating those last two lines of how great thou art, how great thou art. Okay, and instead of ending on the A note, we'll use a measure of the D and then a measure of the A on the very end. Okay. So if you zoom in here and look, just on the ending here, we'll say, how great thou art, how great thou art. Repeat it now. How great thou art, how great thou. D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's how we'll end it, okay? As possible. So again, if you like my channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. And this concludes of how to play How Great Thou Art. In the next lesson, I want to show you another song that you can play using the chords of G, D, and C, and that is Amazing Grace. Another great hymn that everybody knows and everybody's familiar with. A very easy song to play. So again, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. So have a blessed day.